Okay, so I go to the hospital, and I walk in to the front main area because I don't know where to go. I don't know if they brought her to emergency. I don't know if if she's going to be admitted to the hospital. I don't know what's going on, how serious this whole situation is. I have no idea. Okay. Fly Eagles Fly. Shout out to Fly Eagles Fly who just did just subscribed to the channel actually. Thank you, Fly Eagles Fly. I appreciate that. So I walk into the hospital. There's an information desk. It's completely empty. There's no one sitting there. You can tell there's 4 chairs, no one there. I guess because it's Sunday, no one works at this hospital or whatever. So I'm looking around, I'm pacing back and forth. What do I do? Who do I talk to? Finally, I find a phone. It says, "Oh, lift this phone for information." Okay, I pick up the phone. Hello, is this who is this? Can you help me? You know, my girlfriend, I think she's in the hospital somewhere. And they're like, "Oh, okay, what's her name?" I give her the name. Like, okay, she's still over in emergency, so go this way and go to emergency. Okay, would have been nice if, you know, there was a fucking human working instead of me having to find a random phone that was hidden in this hallway. So, okay. I go through this lobby, I go to the emergency. So, again, I walk to emergency, now there's a line, and I'm like, well, these are people who are hurt, what do I do? So I get in line, but I'm looking around. I wait in line for like 5 minutes, and I realize to my left, way over here, on a tiny little sign, not even like apparent, little sign, it says, "Visitor check-in." I'm like, wow, if only there was a big fucking sign so everyone would know where to go when they walk into this hospital instead of this tiny rinky-dink sign you can't even see from the front door. So if I get out of the line I'm in, I go over there, talk to a security guy, you know, makes a copy of my license, checks me in. He says, okay, she's down there. She's in room 28. I said, so what's the deal? He says, well, it says here, you know, she had another anxiety attack. Well, not another, because they don't know that she's had them in the past. He says she had an anxiety attack. Apparently, she's drugged, and she's in this room awaiting a doctor to kind of either come in or whatever. I guess a doctor coming in to check her out. Or, no, actually, I take that back. He said, no, he did say that. He had told me there was a doctor that was checking her out or something like that. And I was like, okay. So, I walk through, I go all the way to the back of the emergency area where they've got her in a room, and I go in, and she's conscious, but she's kind of loopy. You could tell they drugged her or something, because she wasn't, no panic or nothing, you know, no anxiety or nothing. She was just like, oh, like loopy like this, right? So, I, you know, obviously say you're okay, you didn't fall, you didn't hit your head or nothing, right? No, just, you know, it happens, it sucks because it happens every once in a while, and now this is the worst one she's ever had, so maybe that she has to go see, you know, her doctor and try to get some kind of thing to take care of it, because the bottom line is with anxiety attacks, they suck. The reason that they suck is there's really no way to cure them, okay? There's things you can do, like, for example, you could try a certain kind of breathing, or if there's someone who's like constantly has mental issues and is having these problems, they could go on an antidepressant, but that's not the situation here. The situation is every once in a while she just gets one, and now it's like a tizzy. You got to try to calm her down, right? Now in this case, they drugged her, so she got drugged. She was woozy or whatever. So I sat there with her, and I'm not even kidding. We were sitting there waiting. I said, well, what are we waiting for? And she says, I guess they told me that there's going to be a counselor that's going to be coming in and talking to me about this and what happened or whatever to make sure I'm all right. And then, you know, we can't get any further help or diagnosis until this counselor comes in. Okay. All right. So we're sitting there, and I look down, and on her lap, she's on a hospital gurney or whatever, sitting there in the room. On her lap is a brochure. I said, what's this? I pick it up. Finance it, how to pay, finance it. I'm like, you're in the emergency room. They already gave you a way to pay the bill? And I'm looking at it like, imagine if you were here and you had your arm chopped off and your arm is fucking splurting blood. Before they start suturing it, do they hand you the payment brochure first just to be sure you could fucking pay? I couldn't believe it. I was like, if that was me and I was sitting in an emergency room, I'd be fucking offended that they would hand me this up front like that. Seriously, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here with this. I'm insulted that you hand me a payment fucking plan already. I mean, this is ridiculous. I couldn't believe it, okay? I couldn't believe it. So, we wait there. How long? Now, let's see. How long did we wait? Let's see how people can take a guess. How long did we wait? Did we wait 10 minutes? No. Did we wait 20 minutes? No. Did we wait 30 minutes? No. Did we wait 40 minutes? No. Did we wait 50 minutes? No. Did we wait an hour? No. An hour goes by. No one's come in. No nurse. No counselor. Nothing. We're just sitting there doing nothing. And we're like, well, what is this? Are we even aware of what's going on here? And, you know, at this point, she was starting to get hungry because now it's like around the time that we would normally eat or whatever. And we're like, God, this is no good. Now we're going to both be starving or whatever. We got to figure out what's going on. So I said, okay, let me leave and go find someone. So I leave the room and I walk down the hallway and there's like a desk at the end of this emergency room hallway. And I say to the girl there, oh, excuse me, my girlfriend is over in room 28. And, she had a panic attack. They drugged her, and we need to know what's going on. We're wondering, is there a counselor coming or whatever? Because we're in the dark. We're just standing here. We're not even sure what's going on. And the girl literally looks at me like this and says, I don't know, and no one here knows anything. I was like, wow, what great help, right? But she says, so go back to the room and press the call button. Then a nurse will show up, and the nurse will be able to tell you what's going on. Okay. I couldn't believe it. I'm not making it up. She actually said that to me. No one here knows anything. Okay. This is great. I know you're loving this story. I'm loving this story. Okay. So then I go back to the room. I tell Leanna, listen, you're going to have to buzz to find out what the hell's going on here. So she buzzes, and we wait. And we wait. About 5 minutes. It wasn't too bad. Nurse comes in. Woman, she says, what's wrong? What's going on? And Leanna says, well, no, she's so groggy, so she can barely talk. She's like, oh, nothing, I just want to know what's happening here. Is, are we waiting for a counselor, a doctor, or whatever? And the woman looks at us with, like, a look of scorn, right? A look of scorn. She's like, you've only been here, like, an hour and a half, and we have other patients. And I'm like, what kind of fucking place is this? Like, you're going to talk down to a patient who's been waiting an hour and a half, and no one's come in to tell her the status of what's going on? And she asks, and you get angry? And I'm like, what the hell? So I said, listen. I said, we're both hungry. She needs food. She hasn't eaten today. So the woman says, okay, I'll go get you some food. So she leaves. She comes back with a turkey sandwich. It's like turkey on rye bread with a piece of lettuce and a piece of cheese and like a packet of mustard and a couple saltines and a apple juice and like a little... The apple juice looked like it was like a yogurt cup. I've never even seen apple juice stored like that before. And a string cheese. Now, Leanna hates string cheese, and Leanna wasn't super hungry for like a sandwich, so she ate some saltines. Good, she got something in her, and there was water there too. I gave her water. She didn't want the apple juice, so we gave her the apple juice or whatever. All right. So now we wait again. We're waiting and waiting. So anyway, I forgot to tell you before the nurse left. She said the counselor is coming. You just have to wait. You have to wait because there's other people here. I'm like, wow, thanks. How long did we wait for the counselor? What do you think? Did we wait an hour and a half? Yeah, well, longer than that. We wait an hour and 45 minutes? Okay, maybe we waited 2 hours? Yeah, no, longer than that. Almost 2.5 fucking hours we sat there, okay, waiting for a counselor to come into the room. The counselor was an elderly woman. You could tell she's probably in her 60s, white woman, comes in with 2 pieces of paper. Okay, she comes in. Hi, how you doing? Are you in pain? No, that's good. You're still having anxiety? No, that's good. Okay. They gave you some drugs, right? Yeah, okay, that's why you're calm. That's why you're woozy. It's because you're on the drugs. So here's 2 pieces of paper explaining what anxiety attacks are. Have you ever had an anxiety attack before? And I'm like, so they admitted her. Well, they didn't admit her. They bring her into the emergency room. They administered a drug, and no one even asked her when she was brought in anything at all. They had no basic information whatsoever about this thing. She'd been sitting there for 2.5 hours. She might have been having a life-crippling anxiety attack where she's gonna fucking, lose her mind and be mentally lose her shit. And she comes in and asks, did you ever have an anxiety attack before? She's like, yes. Are they usually like this? Well, I have them, but this is the worst one I've ever had. Oh. Well, do you have a doctor? Yeah. A primary care physician? Yeah. Well, we recommend that you go see your doctor then. I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking for real? Are you fucking for real? Okay. Then she says, so, there are different ways that we can help with stuff like this. Primarily, what it is we recommend you don't take any drugs at all. You just wait it out, okay? Now, obviously, just waiting it out doesn't work in the situation that Leanna was in, to the point where they called the paramedics. The paramedics recommended drugging her. So this woman is obviously a fucking buffoon, okay? So then she said, so typically you should just wait it out, but there's other ways you could do. If it's something that happens all the time, then you could do antidepressants, and that's a long-term medication. But since it doesn't happen all the time with you, usually we just have this, what we call kind of an emergency pill, where if you ever have a bad attack, you could just pop the pill, almost like an EpiPen. It's like an emergency issue where if you have an allergic reaction, you pop yourself with that EpiPen and it solves the problem. So same thing here. You have a problem, pop the pill, right? And it'll cure the problem or whatever. But obviously she goes, but we don't recommend you do that all the time because as you can see, you are tired and loopy and you don't want to be that all the time, right? And I'm like, this is the most like stupid, what's the word I'm looking for? Patronizing woman I've ever heard in my life. She's given zero useful information whatsoever, and we waited 2.5 fucking hours for her. Okay? By the way, I'm not done yet, but I want to give a shout out to Smart Weirdo 95 who did a 2,000-bit cheer. Thank you, Smart Weirdo 95. He says, I've been watching since I was in middle school, now I'm in college. Thanks for entertaining me over the years. Thank you very much, Smart Weirdo. That's very appreciated. 2,000-bit cheer is awesome, and obviously he is the cheerleader today for the stream. Okay? Okay. So, she literally says, okay, well, I'm done. See you later. And she starts walking out the door. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going to happen now? Are we still staying? Are you going to get a doctor? What's going to happen here? And she says, I guess I'll go talk to the doctor. And then she leaves. All right. American healthcare, ladies and gentlemen. What a great system we have, right? So guess how long that we waited? Guess how long that we waited, folks? About another 20 minutes, I would say. About another 20 minutes, we just sat around doing nothing. So now for a grand total, we've been in this place for almost 3 hours, okay? Almost 3 whole hours. Finally, who comes in the room? The doctor, right? The doctor comes in and says, oh, let's see. No, the nurse comes back in. The same nurse that gave us the sandwich. Oh, well, we had your blood pressure monitored this whole time. Your blood pressure looks fine. Everything looks good. She turns off all the machines. She says, okay, you can go. Wait, that's it? So you're not going to prescribe a medication? You're not actually going to do any tests? You're not going to do anything? That we just waited 3 hours. All you did is you gave her a pill, which you could have fucking done, and just left her somewhere. There was no reason for her to come to the emergency room whatsoever, because they did nothing. They didn't actually help her in any way besides just give her a pill. So we wasted over 3 hours in this emergency room. That was it. That was it. And then we're like shocked. We're actually shocked that this is it. This is the whole treatment that we got. So we're walking towards the front of the hospital, and there's this area here that says, if you are, being, what's the word? Discharged, you have to stop here. So we stopped there, and the woman, and she looks around the corner, she says, hi, she said, well, did the nurse give you the paperwork that said what you're here for? And we're like, yeah, here's the paperwork about anxiety. Okay, bye, see you later. That was it. So 3 hours in a hospital, in an emergency room area, nothing whatsoever useful was done whatsoever to Leanna. The drug that they gave her to help her was an hour earlier. That's American healthcare. Now, by the way, I guarantee you, we don't know what the bill is because we don't have it yet. They're going to mail it, obviously. I guarantee you it's going to be like $1,000. I'm not even exaggerating. I guarantee you that bill's going to fucking show up, and it's going to be anywhere between $500 to $1,000. I guarantee it. Yeah, she has insurance. She actually is covered in insurance because she's already under the plan of her mother. That's what was one of the things that Obamacare actually helped with, is that it allows people who are young enough to be covered up to the age of 26 under the health insurance plan of their parents. So she's still covered under her mother. But I guarantee you, we're going to get a giant bill in the mail. For nothing. For a pill. Where they could have just handed her the pill and said $80 for the pill or whatever. But instead they had to bring her to the fucking hospital and they did nothing. They literally did nothing to help her. And now she's going to get a giant bill. So there you go. Isn't that a great story, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that great? I mean, it's just such a great American healthcare system, right? So now she's zonked out. She's sleeping, in the room because of, everything. She's still on the pills that made her all loopy or whatever. So, and we did, on the way home, I stopped and we got food. We grabbed, like, chicken sandwiches, and we just ate them, and now she's sleeping. So that's what happened. Unbelievable. Like, oh, my God. The thing is, I know if this ever happens again, I'm going to tell them, you are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it. You can't give her a pill. You want to give her a pill. And that's it, because you're just going to waste our time again. You didn't help us at all. What I thought, when they said counselor, I thought they were going to have like an actual psychiatrist or counselor come in and talk, and let's talk, maybe I could talk it out and help you with some of your stress or your issues, or maybe something happened at work in particular that you could talk through that could help you so that you can get that stress relieved and it doesn't happen again. That was the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. She could have been, that woman could have been anyone. That woman could have been the fucking janitor that just walked in. Who knows? Because she had no knowledge besides what she had on a piece of paper. And by the way, the article, and this is not even an exaggeration.
This is not even an exaggeration.
The article they brought in about anxiety was from 1996. A 21-year-old outdated article from the Mayo Clinic about anxiety. Oh my God.